Hello everyone. Welcome to the 13th episode of Theoretical English Grammar series. In this series, you will learn English grammar rules and formulae. It will be useful for exam. And one more thing I would like to tell you that I'm running another series simultaneously which is named as Practical Usage of English Grammar series. In that series, you would get to learn how to make a sentence without memorizing formulae. So I would recommend you to watch that series. Now coming back to the point, in this series, Theoretical English Grammar series, we have learnt all tenses, that is 12 tenses, and in the last episode we had learnt modal auxiliaries part 1, and today it's our part 2. Okay, now modal auxiliary verbs don't have meanings on their own. Okay, they are the same as will or have, has, do, does. Okay, and one more thing is they convey the meaning through the sentence. That means when they are used with verbs, then they convey some meaning. Okay, and we are learning which meaning in which kind of sentence do they convey. Okay, now we today in this part we are going to learn this kind of formula. In the last episode we had learned only one kind of formula, that was modal auxiliary verb with verb first form. Okay, unlike this, now in this episode, what do we get to see? Here we use modal auxiliary with have and then verb third form. Okay, our previous formula was modal auxiliary plus v1. Okay, it has very different meaning, though there are same modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, so let's learn them one by one. The first one is can, which we do not use in this video or in this format. Don't use can in this format. Okay, but we use could have. Now remember, today we are going to apply have after every modal auxiliary verb. Okay, so could, then have, and whenever there is have after that modal auxiliary verb, then v3 is compulsory. Verb third form is mandatory. Okay, verb third form means done, given, stolen, such things. Now first one is could have, and for that, remote possibility of ability in the past. We use this could have for remote possibility of ability in the past. That means we use could for past ability, and when there is remote possibility of that past ability, then we use could have. That means I would explain this, okay, so that you can get an idea when to use this. Okay, now here we will take an example. Geeta could have earned enough money for her family. Now it was Geeta's ability, okay, it is Geeta's ability to earn money. Okay, fine. And in the past, it's also she could have earned money. Okay, that was her ability in the past also, and maybe in the present also, but she did not earn enough money for her family. Got it? That means though her capacity, her ability was there in the past, she didn't do that. Okay, that is the meaning of could have. Okay, so in this way you can make sentence on your own. In your real life, what could you have done? That you can ask, this question you can ask to yourself. Okay, and then you can try to answer in this way. Okay, that means in my real life, if I want to make an example or a sentence on my real life, then I can say, so if I want to make a sentence on my real life, then I can say that in the last week I could have helped that blind person in the bus, but I did not. Okay, that but I did not do that. That is in the bracket. Okay, that is unsaid. Fine. So such sentences you can make in your real life. Okay. Now next one is should have. Okay. Here also you did not do this. Okay. You did not do that thing. That's the meaning. But the difference is here it's repentance. And in this could have its ability. Got it? Now I should have studied hard. This is an example of repentance. That means I dare to say that almost every one of us has this repentance at least once in a life. Once in life, right? Like, I should have studied hard in my college, during my college days. I should have, I should not have paid more attention on other activities apart from studies, right? On the activities apart from the studies. Such things are there in our life, right? So that is what repentance. Then there comes may or might have. That is remote possibility in the past. Okay. It can be in the present as well. Okay, here remote possibility in the past. That is Priya may have stolen expensive necklace. Now that's a doubt. Here one is not sure whether Priya has stolen expensive necklace or not. But she has a doubt, or that person, someone has a doubt that Priya may have stolen. Okay, perhaps. Fine. So may have or might have you can use. When you use might, then the possibility is even lesser than may. Okay. Now next one is must have. Must have is used for 100% possibility in the past. Okay, it's its possibility still it's 100%. Okay, now in the above example, Priya may have stolen expensive necklace. If you say may have, that means you're not sure. But if you say that Priya must have stolen expensive necklace, then you are very sure. Okay, you don't know that, but you are very sure in your mind that yes, she must have stolen expensive necklace. Here also you are, what you can say, you are just thinking. Okay, you don't know the truth, but still you are guessing, and you're 100% sure in your mind that yes, yes, she has stolen. Okay, so at that, in that case, you can say Priya must have stolen expensive necklace. The truth might be different, but your guess is that, I guess, in your mind. Okay, that yes, 100% that thing must have been done. Okay, in that case only you have to use must have. So here's another example, that's Tina. Now next is would have. Would have you is used as the past tense form of the will have. When we use will have, that means Ram will have signed the documents. If I say this, okay, here's an example, Ram would have signed the documents. If I use here Ram will have signed the documents, that means it will have been completed in the future, right? It is future perfect tense. Okay, and when we use this Ram would have signed the documents, that means he would have done that, but he did not. Okay, that means it was possible for him to do that, but he did not. Okay, it was possible for him in the past, he would have done that. Okay, so in that case we use would have. But here, even if it was possible, it wasn't his ability. We are not saying that it was his ability but he did not do that. And also we are not saying that it was his repentance. Okay, it was just that he would have signed the documents but he did not. Okay, that means it's just a possibility. So with this we have completed the second part, and we have covered this formula for all the modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, the formula is modal auxiliary plus have plus v3. Now the trick is you just have to use modal auxiliary and then have, then verb third form. And I have taught you just simple sentences. So you have to start your sentence with name of a person or the replacement word, that means subject. Okay, either noun or pronoun you have to use in the beginning of the sentence, and then could have, would have, should have, according to the meaning you want to convey through your sentence. Okay, and as we are using here have, we have to use verb third form. Okay, and then object, that means remaining part of your sentence. In simple language I'm telling you this. Okay, if you want to go deeper what is subject verb object, please watch my previous video on subject verb and object. Okay, the link is given in the description box. And I hope you understand this topic. If you understand this topic and like my teaching, please like, comment, do let me know through your comments that you like these videos and you would like to watch them in future, so that it will motivate me. And share my video to as many students, people as you can. And thank you for watching my video. Till the next video. Bye bye. Take care.